Live from Miami, Florida. It's the Money Making Monday Show with your host, Carlos. I got calls in different areas. I got calls in different areas.
Hey, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me okay, do me a favor and drop a comment or an emoji or say hello so I know the sound is working fine. If you can hear me okay, we'll love it. We'll love it. I appreciate it. Good morning, good morning, good afternoon, whatever you're watching from. Just drop a comment so I know you're there, and then let's get going. Hearing you, that's perfect. Do me a favor and click in the link above or below this video. And it should say give StreamYard access. That way I can see your profile name and I can address you properly. Derek, how's it going, buddy? Hey, what's going on? Good to have you here. I don't see who you are, but what's up? Click the link above or below so you can allow StreamYard access and I can see who you are. Good morning or afternoon. That's what I always say, depending when you're watching from. It's good afternoon for me. Could be good morning for you or good night. Kevin, how's it going? Oh man, I love that profile picture. Big boss in the house. Love it. Well, as you see it in the title, I want to talk about AEP and getting ready for AEP 2022. A lot of things has changed from last year to this year. So there's new rules that I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of, and if you're not, we're going to go over them right now. Oliver, how's it going, buddy? I see you now. There you go. Good to have you here. By the way, Oliver, how's your campaign doing? You know, after a few years of being like, hey, you should run this, I think he finally ran it, and he's crushing it. Last we spoke, so I hope that continues. Tyler, how's it going, buddy? How was TNC? I couldn't make it. It was a storm here in South Florida. Not storm, a hurricane in South Florida that did a number. So yeah, I couldn't make it. My boy, what's going on, buddy? Good to have you here, Ron. Primed and ready. Love it. So I want to take a few moments just to talk about AEP in general and answer any questions that you guys might have. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and copy this invite link, and I'm going to go ahead and paste it here in the comment section. If you just want to join, if you want to join the stream, again, if you want to join the stream, I just put the link in my Facebook page and in my YouTube channel. And you can go ahead and join. Just make sure that either you do it from your phone with your camera on or from a computer that has a camera and a microphone. But what I want to talk about today is just, like the new guidelines and compliance to run AEP this year, right, 2022. So the main thing that you probably heard of or know of is that all your advertisements need an SMID. So this is a code that is provided by the CMS when you submit creative, and then it's a way to track all the way from the source to the carrier, the journey of the user, right? So this year we're going to see a lot of advertisers being like, how do I say this nicely? But we're going to see a lot of the small players just kind of like, being kicked out of the game because compliance, right? Having the, SMIDs, which you didn't need to have years before. Last year, you didn't have to have it. So this year is going to be tough in that sense, right? And buyers, they're going to fall off. Yeah. A lot of more small guys are going to fall off. Because of that, right? Because of compliance issues. So from all the shows that we've been to and all the buyers that we talk to pretty much on a day-to-day basis, seems like 90% of the conversations are around compliance. And no wonder, right? They want to make sure that you're running compliance ad, that it's no like bait and click or whatever you call that. That is, that you're not promising that, call right now and you're going to get $6,000, or call right now and you're going to get like this and that. And, a lot of sketchy stuff that people run to make money. Um, so yeah, that's gonna pretty much disappear, or that's what they want to, right? They want to get rid of that. So compliance is going to be huge, and if you're planning on running Medicare this year, what I want to do is I want to share a resource. Let me see, right here. So you can go to uniquepublishers.com, and that's where all our advertisers and publishers go to. Well, not advertisers, but where all our publishers go to, and they can sign up to be a publisher for our network. And once they do that, we can provide them with SMIDs, with creatives that are approved already and they pass the compliance. So pretty much we can overcome the hurdle for you, where if you were on your own, it will probably take weeks to get a code. And if you don't have any by now, then you're pretty much out of luck, because AP's around the corner, right? So I just want to share that resource with you guys, which is uniquepublishers.com. You can go in there, you can sign up as a publisher. Once you sign up as a publisher, you will see a whole bunch of stuff. Let me share the screen, actually. Let me do that. 1 second. Let me go over here. Show you exactly what I'm talking about. Give me a second. Great. You should be able to see my screen right here. So if you come here, we have a whole bunch of different resources here. Like, there's a marketplace, there's a training, and then there's support. You can sign up here. Once you sign up here, just follow this prompt. It's going to ask you for, first, last name, your email, create a password, and register. And after that, it's going to ask you for a few other things, right? Like that you need to provide in order to get approved, right? If you already have an account, then you can just sign in, click here and sign in. Then if you need help with training and stuff like that, like if you don't know how to run pay-per-call, or if you want to know how to run ads for, Medicare or any other vertical, what you can do is you can come here where it says training, and you can click here on training. And this will take you to our training section. Here we have a whole bunch of different trainings on credit repair, flight booking. This is our core program. There's recordings here. This is Medicare's recording here. We got to change the title in here. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different trainings that you can go through. And if any of them pick your interest, you can take it. And then here in support, you can pretty much type anything that is related to Medicare. So if you put SMID, that's what we're talking about. Oops, there's no results. But if you put in Medicare, so here, you can see here, Medicare compliance guide. This is our compliance guide right here. And this is an overview of what you can and cannot do. It's pretty straightforward. It tells you everything that you can and cannot do. So there's guides and information that you can find here. Again, just by doing a quick search, right? There's other videos here, videos that cover the subject and so on. So you can come here, and this has updated. We need to update it again. I think we have a new one that needs to be updated. Let me see if I can share that real quick. Give me a second. There you go. One second. All right, so how do I do this? Okay, click share. So here you see the Medicare annual enrollment period, AEP, October 15th to December 7th. affiliate guidelines and creative guidelines. So you can see here uh, what you can and cannot do, right? Do use, right? What you can and don't use, right? So when referring to audience, use this, not that. Savings, use this, not that. Quotes, use this, not that. Messaging. So our internal team put this guideline for you. If you're interested in this and getting a copy of this, do me a favor and just comment, send me a copy, and I'll go ahead and send you a copy of this. I'll send you the link. So if you're interested in getting a copy of this Medicare AP affiliate guideline and creative guidelines, just comment, send me a copy, and I'll go ahead and send you a copy of what you can and cannot use this year. So feel free to do that, and it will show you exactly what you can and cannot. This will allow you to run as compliant as possible and have an excellent AEP, right? So things that advertisers don't want you to do, for example. So when you're referring to savings, right? Here, you see where it says savings. You see my mouse going over the word savings. Use this. You'll be able to save money. Like, don't run an ad that says you will save thousands of dollars, right? Also, when referring to the end of AEP messaging, like, don't say, urgent, buy now, senior must do this, right? When using call to actions, instead of saying like, see if you qualify, get cheap rates or claim unclaimed benefits, which is, you want to go more to like, see if you're eligible, you might be eligible. So pretty much the same thing. You just, not the same, but very close to it. You just rewording it a little different, so it's compliant. So you can't say licensed Medicare agents, and we're talking to agents, advocate or expert. You have to say licensed sales agents or licensed insurance agents, right? When referring to quote, in minutes, take just minutes, a few minutes, free, no obligation quotes, rather than 1 minute, 2 minutes, 60-second free quote. So if you run your ads like this, like how we're telling you, chances are that you're not going to have any problems and your ads are going to be compliant, right? So when referring to plan benefits, you may be available in some areas. Please know that surrounded. Okay. So here's allow messaging. So for the maximum out of pocket, for dental, for over the counter, for the flex car or the OTC car or the allowance car, however you want to call it. So this is, what you can and cannot say to be compliant. As far as like the fitness angle, this is what you can say as well. General, like zero premiums, zero deductible, no co-pays in some areas, and stuff like that. Like this could be your ad copy right here. Just by the way, to the creative team, there is a spelling mistake here. Assistive devices. I think that's misspelled. So let's fix that. Generic as well, unapproved and prohibited. And then you can see here how the advertiser will require a unique SMID, which you will see here. The ID as well. And if we do not offer plans available in your area, any information we provide is limited to those plans in the area. Please contact Medicare.gov or 1-800-Medicare. And then these are some images that we recommend using. Again, you can use your own creatives. And then do you have a Medicare card? This could be yes or no, like for a landing page or like something like that. And then here's what we don't want you to use. We don't want you to use like piles of money or social security checks or stuff like that. Because it's just going to be like, what do you call it? Not compliant, right? So the reason why we make this, including the spelling mistakes and all, I'm joking. The reason why we make this is kind of to help you out, It's a guideline that will help you out on what you can and cannot do. Obviously, this is a guideline, this is, just use it to the best of your ability. And we just want everybody to have a profitable season and help as many seniors as possible get the benefits that they deserve. So that's why we're doing this. So you are compliant and you don't get your account shut down or you don't get your cap, lower because you're running ads that might be good. I mean, that might be generating calls, but the quality might not be that great. And what I'm referring to that is that there's a fine line between lead gen and a quality lead gen, right? Because if you're deceiving the person or misinterpreting, then yeah, you can generate misrepresenting it. I'm sorry. Then yeah, you can generate a lot of calls, right? If you run an ad like this, right? Hold on. If you run a picture like this with an ad that says, call now and get like $6,000 or seven or 28,000, whatever this might be, then yeah, people are going to start calling, of course, because that's what they want. But do they really want to switch a Medicare plan? Are they really looking for Medicare benefits? Because at the end of the day, and I can't stress this enough, it's not really, generating calls is one part. Generating calls that are backing out, that are profitable for the advertisers, is a different thing, right? You want to generate calls that are turning into sales for the advertisers. You want to generate calls that people are signing up for the product that they're calling for. Because if that's not the case, then your quality is not that great. Like, think about it. If you own a call center, or if you own an insurance agency, or if you're a solo agent, what calls do you want? Do you want calls from people that are looking for $2,800 on a gift card, or do you want calls from people that are looking for more benefits on their Medicare plan, right? So I'm just saying that so you guys keep in mind that, you know yes, generating a lot of calls makes a lot of money, but at the same time, you have to generate quality calls if you want to stay in this game, uh, you know, for years to come. So that's just my advice for the day. Again, if you want a copy of this, please just drop a comment so we can go through all the comments and send you a copy. Uh, and then we should put it in the unique publisher. I think that will be easier if we just put it up there and share links so everybody can go see it. Cool. So, do you have any questions? Anything? Let me just go through the comments real quick. I knew he jumped on this call for a reason. Nice. Also, seeing people trying to share SMIDs, it will never work. Yeah, correct. Yeah, it will never work. You have to get your own. Okay, you have to submit your own creative, get your own SMIDs, right, and go through the whole process, right. So you should be getting ready for this like a long time ago. I've been talking about this over and over and over again, right? Especially to our inner circle members that we have, one-on-one coachings with. So you, most all of them are ready, like the majority of them with their own codes, but you should have your own code so you can run it and not have any issues. Morning, Andrews. How's it going, buddy? Yes, sir. What up? What up? So is Medicare completely paused until October 15th? It's not completely paused. There's still some distribution, still some coverage in there, but very minimal, very minimal. If what we're doing, I'm not saying like if I was you, but what we're doing is we're working on setups now. So, setups so we can start scaling in 2 weeks. So right now we're just working on setups, creative setups, landing pages, ad account setups, and the whole warming process and everything else. So we're ready to go. We still have distribution, but it's very limited, and I wouldn't recommend anybody like you know running or trying to scale a campaign right now because distribution is kind of limited. Oh, and I have trouble logging into my portal. Perhaps we can fix that after the call. Yeah, it should be like a link there that says forgot password, something like that. You can just click in there and it should be able to fix it. And then, oh, forgot. We have this great thing here. Let me share again. So you know the uniquepublishers.com. So if you're trying to log in, here it should say forgot password right here. And then you put your email and it will send you a password link. If you still having trouble after that, then here in support, you can submit a ticket. So you just click and submit a ticket and then either use your Facebook or register. And then you can submit a ticket. You know, you can have here all your ticket history. Our support team will handle that. No problems. You're on it. I need that too, bro. I got you. I'll send you a copy. I will send you a copy, of course. I got you, Jason. Excellent info. Wow, Kevin. Thank you. Appreciate it, buddy. Means a lot coming from you. Please send me a copy. I got you. I'll send you a copy. This is outstanding, Carlos. As a licensed agent, this is doubly important for a guy like, yeah. You know, you got to know, you know, you got to be as compliant as possible because I feel like this year, if you're not compliant, there's going to be no next year for you. Facts. Please send an email. I got you. I'll send you an email. Hello, Raja. How are you? Yes, test now, scale later. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, like take this few weeks to start like setting up campaigns, right? And setting up ad accounts. So if you have a business manager on Facebook, then set up ad accounts, set up, you know, campaigns, set up those pages, make sure your pixels are set up properly, make sure your, you know, browser and server connections are happening, make sure that your ring bus integrated, make sure that everything, like all your T's are crossed and all your I's are dotted. Yo, Dave, good to see you, buddy. Good to have you here. What has more potential in Q4? ACA, Affordable Care Act, or Medicare? Man, that's a great question. Hold on one second. One second. Let me bring you in the call. Let's bring the man, the myth, and the legend, Dave from We Call. What's up, buddy? Can you hear me? Let's see if you can hear me, if your mic is okay. You might be muted, or you might have to give access to your mic, one or the other. But to answer that question, let's go back to your question. What has more potential? I think both, right? I think both have a lot of potential. I think the problem where I see it, and I might be like completely wrong about it, but you know, where I see it, I think the problem will come down to agents, available agents, right? Because I feel like during AEP, a lot of these companies will, you know, move all their agents to sell, how you call it? To sell Medicare, right? To sell Medicare Advantage plans, right? But there's a twist in there, or you know, that's what normally will happen. That's why you see that they're running like you know, Medicare and then final expense right after, right? Because all the agents will shift to final expense. Now, because of the whole compliance thing, because what we're seeing, like compliance wise, I believe that because there's less compliance with the Affordable Care Act, and it's just as big of a pool of people as Medicare. I believe that, you know, some of these agencies or some of these operations will move to ACA just because it's going to be just as profitable and less compliance, right? This is just my opinion, my take on it. What do you guys think about that? I would love, you know, if you can figure out how to unmute your mic. I would love to hear your opinion on that, Dave, as well. Send me a copy. I got you. I'll send you a copy. No problem. Share copy. I got you. Thank you for watching from LinkedIn. Appreciate it.
Testing.
32 ad accounts with a seasoned pixel ready. There you go. So, and I heard that you got your agency account back, Ron. So it's go time. So I love it. I love it because you already know, you know how to do this. So you already know this time is just getting your accounts ready, getting all your ducks in a row so you can execute fearless, right? So that's what it's all about. So it's going to be a fun one. For sure, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. People will flock to ACA because of Medicare compliance. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just referring to. So much compliance behind Medicare that people are just going to be like, well, ACA. So it's going to be interesting. For sure, we're doing both, though. That's true. Appreciate it. Send me a copy. I got you. Definitely, I will personally deliver you a copy, brother. Not anymore. Okay, so we have any other question? Any other thing that you guys want to go over? I think we went over like quite a bit. So if you have any questions, I'm here. Let's do this. Watching from YouTube, please send me a copy. Most definitely, not a problem. What is the best way to add ad accounts? So if you go to Facebook and you have a business manager, which you will go to business.facebook.com, and in there you're going to open your business manager, right? And then in your business manager, you can create as many business as you have or as you want. And then once you create those businesses, then you can create ad account under those businesses, right? So usually they will limit to how many ad accounts you can create, especially new accounts. So you have to like season them as well as, like prep them or run like, engagement posts or run like posts or have some kind of interaction with the Facebook advertising algorithm. So that account will be okay. And even then it can get shut down at any moment. But once it's okay, then you can start scaling it. But that's the best way, just to go to the business manager. Another way is just to buy them. If you want to buy ad accounts, is another way. We had a call like 2 weeks ago about that, and it was pretty intensive calls about ways of buying ad accounts and setting up businesses and doing a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah. Okay, I have you here now, Dave. Yes, let me bring you on the screen. I've been waiting for you. Give me a second. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how are you, Carlo? How are you?
Man, good to see you.
I just decided to pop in. I saw you had a live stream, so I decided to jump in and give my support.
Oh my God. I hope I'm not stopping you from what you're doing.
What am I doing? I was doing nothing. Good to see you, bro. Thanks for having me on the Money Making Mondays.
Money Making Mondays. You already know that's we talk about everything about pay-per-call here.
I love it. But to jump into your question about ACA, or my question actually about ACA, look, I think Medicare is going to be a bit of a challenging season this year, or at least a big question mark. I have no idea what to expect. Although one thing I can tell you is that AEP 2022 is not going to be AEP 2021. That was the peak frothiness of Medicare, in my opinion. And speaking to direct buyers, there's an extreme pressure on them to get to profitability. And the only way for them to get to profitability is for them to lower their acquisition costs and increase their lifetime value. Well, we could help on the acquisition costs. As many people have seen, there's been a lot of downward pressure on pricing because of the oversupply on the market. And buyers in general are working with fewer publishers simply because of the compliance regulations that have kicked in. So enter ACA, which is far less regulated, And the demand, as you suggested earlier, I think is just as high, if not higher, frankly. But you don't have as many players in the space yet. I can tell you that United Healthcare, the largest provider of healthcare in the country, is throwing their hat into the ring come OEP 2022, starting November. And their stated goal is to acquire a third of all ACA enrollments. I think once they roll out their program, you're going to see a lot more attention being paid to the whole Medicare space than the whole ACA space than we do right now. But I think it's the next frontier.
I think so too. You just share very, very valuable, insightful information, because I think so too. I think that a lot of the players are going to start moving there just not to have to deal with compliance. I think we met earlier this year at Lead Gen World in San Diego. And there we were speaking about lead gen, right? It was quite a few of us. And at the end, they asked us, what's going to be the biggest obstacle? And there's a video of me screaming compliance. Because I think advertisers are more focused and getting compliant calls than just on keeping the acquisition costs low. Just from the calls that I've been having with some advertisers.
It's a balance. It's a balance. Listen, one of the jokes we have here internally is we call compliance departments profit prevention departments is what they are. So, we understand it, but it's a necessary evil, unfortunately, that we all have to face in order to protect the ecosystem. Listen, there are bad actors and there's really bad actors in our space. Unfortunately, we've all come across those. I'm not saying that you need to be more Catholic than the Pope, but and that's really where you start to get into the whole profit prevention department. But certainly lower, a little bit of compliance is a good thing. Over-regulation is obviously a bad thing. And I think we're starting to see that in the Medicare space, but it is a reaction to some of the shadier actors in our space that make, have caused problems for the cleaner operators in the industries. But ACA, like I said, I really do think it's the next frontier. The demand is there. There's less regulation. I think it's a bigger audience, frankly. And at the end of the day, from what I heard, this current administration, the Biden administration, kind of got pissed off at the carriers for not signing up enough people. That's why you're starting to see a bit of a frothiness in ACA. From what I understand, I may be wrong, but this is what I heard, is that the administration decided to throw money at the problem and say, we want more people enrolled in ACA. We want more people getting government subsidized healthcare. We want to throw more money at this. They're incentivizing the carriers. They're giving them more spiffs and more incentives, financial incentives, to enroll people in ACA. And that's why UHC is rolling out a huge campaign come Q4. Supposedly, it's not confirmed yet, but their goal is to acquire one third of all Obamacare enrollments this OEP. So I think that's going to inject a lot of capital and a lot of budgets into the ACA space. And I think publishers out there scrambling for the crumbs of the Medicare budgets should really reconsider their positioning, because ACA is lower hanging fruit by every definition.
It is. And, we cover a lot of ACA lead gen as well, because we see it as a revenue source and an additional revenue source to run in any other campaigns, right? We were still running ACA like 2 weeks ago. So sure. It's a campaign that is profitable. It's a huge demand for it.
We're running ACA today internally.
Oh, you're running it? Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, we're running it right now, and it's a great campaign. And as an advertiser, what other better hook can you have than free? It's free health insurance for the most part. You know what I mean? It's no cost to low cost healthcare. And there's also I learned
that from Ron. Right? He told me, listen, man. Anything that you advertise has to be free.
That's right. Right. No cost and low cost,
Yeah. Hey, Dave, if you don't mind, I wanted to share your company information just in case anybody's watching that wants to contact you. Is that okay with you?
Of course. Yes.
All right. Let me add it here to the screen. So Dave from We Call Media. This is a website.
We Call. We dropped the media. We're just We Call.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So it's just We Call. Okay. We just dropped we're gonna drop the media too. It's gonna call Unique or something like that, right? So it's a company right here. I've been doing business with Dave for quite a bit now. I love it, guys. A man of his word. It's always a pleasure working with him and his team.
Thank you, Carl.
I will highly recommend anybody that is experienced to reach out to him, okay? And by experience, I mean, somebody that's already in the pay-per-call game, generating calls, know what they're doing, and it's definitely not going to clog up their support system with, how do I create an ad account? If you're at that stage, please refrain. But if you're already generating calls, you already know what you're doing, reach out to Dave. I vouch for him, solid guy in the industry, and you'll be in good hands, okay?
Thank you. Like Unique Academy, we're a network of publishers built by publishers for publishers. So we understand the pain and the suffering and the blood, the sweat, and the tears it requires to generate calls. And we only create campaigns that we would send calls to. So
correct.
We like to work with like-minded individuals like you, Carlos, with a commitment to quality, compliance, and volume, and doing things the proper way and protecting the ecosystem,
Appreciate it. And maybe next year we can have a pest control call, and you can share some tips on that.
I would love to. Pest control is always a fun vertical, but thanks for having me on your show. It was lovely. Impromptu. I wasn't expecting this. So thank you.
It says miracles happen. I love it. Thank you so much, Dave. Looking forward. Okay. Take care, buddy.
I'll let you get back to your show. Thanks, Carlo. And you're doing a great work. And anybody who's following Carlo, keep following this guy. He knows what he's talking about. We've learned a lot from Carlo. That's for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Take care.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure having somebody like Dave and the call. Guy has so much experience and so much knowledge. It's, highly recommend that you network with him. And whenever you see him in the next conference, buy him a drink, okay? Listen, quick, I'm going to shift real quick and talk about the Mastermind. So we're doing a paper called Mastermind, and it's going to be this month. It's going to be October 24th to the 26th. It's going to be in Miami, Florida. We're going to be talking about lead gen and paper call in general. We're going to be covering verticals that we run that are profitable and that we can show you how to run them too. So that's going to be starting with ACA, like Dave mentions, like Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, Trump Care, Biden Care, anybody cares. We're going to be covering that. Medicare, how to run Medicare compliant. Also how to run stuff on Google sites, such as dentist calls, such as travel calls, hotel calls, and numerous other calls. All of that is going to be in the Mastermind. I'm going to drop more information about that. If you're interested in coming to Miami, spending a couple of days with us, learning paper call, what is it that we do, and network with other individuals, please drop a comment. And again, I will follow up. I'll send you a link to the Mastermind. If you want to come to the Mastermind, all the information will be there. I know I'm repeating myself, but again, it's going to be October 24th to the 26th. It's going to be here in Miami, Florida. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to share a lot of information when it comes to lead gen, when it comes to paper call, the right way to doing this, how you can scale this business, how you can turn this business into a 7-8 figure business if you put in the work. And, I'm not talking about hard work. I'm talking about smart work. So if you put in the work, this will be for you. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you here in Miami and, grabbing a drink or going out for dinner and, talking paper call and lead gen. So let me go through the comments real quick. Thanks. You're very welcome. Will you use the same page in all of the ad accounts? I wouldn't. You could try using the same page. I will use different same page. I will definitely use the same pixel though. So I will use probably the same pixel, different pages. You can use the same page. It's not a problem. If you can use multiple pages, it'll probably be better. But if you don't have time for that, you can use the same page for all ad accounts. Great, thanks. You're very welcome. No, wait, it's Dave. Yeah, Dave. Yeah, we just had him in the call. I got here and I see Dave in 30 seconds. Yeah, that's the man. My birthday today, time to make some money. Yes, sir. Do it. Google Ads, traffic to landing page or call only ads. Which works best? They both work, right? In the sense of which works best, I guess I have to ask. which works best in what sense, in the sense of generating more calls and generating calls at a lower cost, and the quality of the calls, because those things are immediate things that pop in my head when I'm comparing one strategy against another strategy. Call ads are very straight to the point. The intent in those calls is very high, but the caller has very or little information. So you will run that when there's a very high intent, right? Landing page, you can collect information, and you can also, if you have a very seasoned pixel, uh, or if you're in the sense of Google, if you're tracking conversions properly, then it will probably outperform call ads at a lower cost, and then the caller will get more information than the landing page, and the call quality is going to be better overall. So they both work. It's just, what are you going for, and what strategy do you want to use them for? So a quick reference or analogy that I can make is, tennis shoes against dress shoes. They both work, but if you're going to a wedding, you're probably going to wear dress shoes, and if you're going to hang out with your friends, you're going to use, tennis shoes. I guess, I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but what I'm trying to get is that they both work. It just depends how you want to use them. Ron, my man, how's it going, buddy? You got to come down to Miami. It's been like a week. I'm very interested. Awesome. I'll follow up with you. Please send me the link. I sure will. All right. I think that's all for today. Great call. Share some information. Again, if you want the Medicare guideline resources, please reach out. I'll send it over. If you're interested in coming to the Mastermind, drop a comment. I'll drop the link. I'll make an announcement on that. And if you definitely want to reach out to Dave, which I strongly recommend, go over to wecallmedia.com, and you can sign up here and get started. All right. That will be all for today. Thank you so much for being here once again. It's always a pleasure. Stay blessed. See you in the next one. Peace out.